Hello everyone, here at the Violin channel, live living room series. My name is Yury Revich and I'm very excited to be with you tonight. Maybe it's today or morning, wherever you are in this world, which is going a little bit crazy right now, but I think it's extremely important for us to stay together digitally, stay at home, help each other as much as we can and support each other mentally in these very difficult times. And of course, so many artists and freelancers, including myself, we suffer so much from this crisis because we lost so many jobs, so many concerts, and it makes our life not easier at all. But the main thing what we all have to think about is, of course, health of people, of our friends, families, people we don't know, and generally people around the world. And I think we all just have to unite in this really difficult moment and do our best. And it's amazing what Violin Channel does with this live series. It allows us artists to share our music with all of you around the globe and unite for a period of time during this amazing living room concert idea. And I'm very excited to share some music with you. I'd like to start playing a piece, Gavotte, from the Partita number 3 by Johann Sebastian Bach, which is one of the most iconic solo violin pieces, and I'd say one of the most popular solo works by Bach. And Gavotte is a lovely, charming encore piece which I used to play a lot after my concertos or recitals. And of course, happy belated birthday to Bach. He had it very recently and excited to play it for you. It was Gavotte from the Partita number 3 in E major by Johann Sebastian Bach. Let me check. Actually, I'm using my phone to stream my playing and what I'm talking about. And here I have my computer left from me, so I can try to also see the live stream. So you guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'm really happy to also answer anything. A few words about the violin I'm playing. This is Antonio Stradivari violin from 1709 on loan from the Go Family Foundation in Singapore. I'm very thankful to play this violin since a couple of years already. It's a lovely old diva which accompanies me everywhere I go in the world on my trips, and of course it is always with me here in Vienna at my home, and we are a very happy couple together. So the next piece I would like to play for you, let me actually check what I wrote. The order, yes, so the next piece is it's by Fritz Kreisler, who was an Austrian violinist and composer. Fritz Kreisler was world famous, I don't need to introduce him to any of you. And he also had a couple of funny stories. For instance, he played on many of his concerts pieces which he found in archives or libraries. And he said it is Pugnani, this is Veracini, and he claimed that he found the scores of music by Italian Baroque composers, which have never been played before, and he was kind of the discoverer. So he discovered them. But then, a few years later, after all audiences around the world were clapping and giving an amazing applause for these pieces, thinking, oh, that's a really hidden gem, we found this Veracini piece, we found this Pugnani piece. Actually, he said, you know guys, I composed them and I just made fun of all of you. So Fritz Kreisler also had a very special sense of humor. And I play a piece by him now, which is called Recitativo and Scherzo. That was Recitativo and Scherzo by Fritz Kreisler. And I am here at the Violin channel live living room series. Right now I'm in Vienna, in Austria, in my home. I'm very happy to join you here and share some music with you in this crazy time we go through. Right now I'm on my computer as well, so I'm just trying to see if everything works fine with the streaming. And the next piece I'd like to play for you is not composed for violin solo. And of course sometimes that's an issue if we want to stream something from our living rooms. We don't have a pianist here, or I don't have an orchestra here beside me, but nowadays with technology it's really amazing that we can just find some accompaniment, some tracks online out there and to use it for free as many times as we can, copyrights free, and it's great because we can play the music by timeless music by timeless composers, and at the same time we combine it with the technology, you know. So I can use now my computer, I can use internet, I can use YouTube to find something, some tracks, and play along them. So the next piece I'd like to play for you is by Jules Massenet, and it's Meditation from Thais. So let me see if... That was Meditation from Thais by Jules Massenet, one of the most popular slow pieces, slow encores in the violin repertoire. I actually played it for the first time just a few years ago. My repertoire somehow never really aligned with the traditional school education. So, for example, my first time Sibelius would be end of this month in Italy. Unfortunately, the concert got cancelled, of course. But I played in the same times Glazunov, Paganini concertos, Stravinsky ones, 11, 12, 13. So it was very interesting for me to really explore now the pieces at this age, which actually all my colleagues played already many years ago. And I studied in Moscow. When I was 17, I moved to Vienna, Austria, and I was a happy student of Galina Turchaninova in Moscow, the first teacher of Maxim Vengerov, then Viktor Pikaisin, and here in Vienna I studied with Pavel Vernikov. But of course my main teacher always is my father, who is a violinist too. He teaches in Moscow, and my grandfather was my first teacher, and my great-grandfather was also a violinist, so we have a very long tradition of violinists in my family, starting in the 19th century. And yeah, I had pretty no other choice actually when I was born. The violin was born with me somehow. I mean, not this one, of course. So I'd like to check my computer if everything works fine. The question, I see some questions. What violin are you playing? This violin is made by the guy from Italy. He's still called Antonio Stradivari, maybe you've heard of him. And I'm very lucky to play on this violin. And it's on loan from the Go Family Foundation in Singapore. And I also own two modern violins, one by Alain Carbonara and one by Fabio Piagencini. Both are excellent modern instruments. And the bow I play is a bow made by Gavotte. Right. Thanks a lot for your comments. Please feel free to ask anything you like. And meanwhile, the next piece I'd like to play for you is, let me see the next piece, what I announced, is very sad. It's a very dramatic piece. It is from the movie, which many of you might know. I will not announce it, but I'm sure you'll recognize it. Let me know in your comments. This theme is, it's really emotional. I played it for the first time a year ago, and then again last year in November in Vienna, and it is very, very moving music, and it takes me sometimes a while to really get back to normal after performing this piece. It is really great music. So I'll play it now for you. So that was, of course, Schindler's List theme by John Williams, one of the most touching and beautiful melodies ever written in the film music, and also maybe in general. And there is a recording of me on YouTube, I think, available, or not yet. I played it in November. It was recorded for the TV, and I think it is on YouTube. If it's not, I'll make sure I'll upload it there, so then if you would like to listen it again, me playing it, then I, in a better quality, not streamed through the phone, you can find it on YouTube. And I'd like also to thank all of you for watching my performance today. I'm really glad to be here at the Violin channel, Living Room series, and feel free to subscribe to my channels on Facebook or Instagram and YouTube, and support my non-profit organization, My Arts. Since 5 years we give stage to the young artists from different fields, mainly from music but also from art, theater, ballet, to give them opportunity to perform and support them. We bring them together with very established international stars, so it's also in a way a networking platform for them. And especially in this difficult time, we would like to raise funds to be able to support them, and once this crisis is over, to give as many concert opportunities as possible. The link is in the profile in this description. And let me read the computer if everything works fine. Thank you a lot for your comments. Hi David. Well, I hope to be in New York in the near future. Hopefully in the very near future, when we open the borders again, when the crisis is over. I really love New York. I had a great time. I played in New York a couple of times. My first time in New York was in Carnegie Hall, where I played with pianist Daniel Trifonov. I still have these memories. It was a really wonderful experience, a great audience in US, in New York. It was really nice. So the next piece I'd like to play for you, let me see what it is. Oh yeah, Paganini Caprice number 24. Basically, I orchestrated all of the 24 caprices. So as all of you know, or most of you, or many of you know, Paganini composed 24 caprices for violin solo. And I composed, it took me a while because I'm not actually a composer, but I composed an orchestration for it. And I premiered it in London this November, and again I played them with an orchestra in Parma in January, all 24. And you know, it was really a personal challenge for me, because as a violinist, especially from a violinist family, you grow up and this Paganini Caprices is something like a mountain you want to climb. So we all study them one by one, we play 3 of them, sometimes 4 of them at the same time. But then you always think, one day maybe I'll be able to play all of them, all 24 in one concert. And actually this dream came true, and it not only was a debut for me with the 24 of them, but also a debut as a composer. I orchestrated all of them, and it was a really great experience. It was actually, I was very nervous. So I'd like to play for you an extract element of Caprice number 9 and 24, an orchestration of mine. Of course, loudspeakers here in the room will not give the full picture, but maybe it gives a hint a little bit of what I mean when I say I orchestrated all the caprices. So I see if I'll come back to leads anytime. Oh, I hope so. I mean, I hope to. My next concert in England is in autumn, but it's in London, and I really hope. I love Leeds. You guys have a wonderful concert hall there, fantastic acoustics. I think I played Mendelssohn Violin Concerto there, right? So. I think it was the first time I played Paganini Caprice's seating. It's not very easy, but it's a new experience. So that was the Caprice parts of Caprice number 9 and 24 by Niccolo Paganini and orchestration by me. And I made also a nice, I hope it's nice, a nice short film. You can find it on YouTube or on my website on the page videos, short films, because films is also a hobby of mine. I made few, I like to write stories, so I like to write scripts since many years, and then at some point I thought, why not make films out of it? So then films, short films, producing, filming, script writing, acting became a hobby of mine. And some of my works you can find online on YouTube if you just write my name and then short film. And especially with this one, it's called Mission Paganini. And I'm curious to hear what you think about it. So, question, if I ever feel a crisis with practicing, and how do you overcome it? I guess the crisis with practicing, you mean when I get lazy, yeah? I mean, we all get lazy, we all are humans, and if you never ever get lazy in your life, it means you're a robot. And I just, well, if I don't have many important things, I mean, like now, these months, I don't really have concerts, they all got cancelled. I mean, I still practice just because I like it, and I enjoy it, it's my music, is my life, but I can also feel lazy, so then I just don't practice. Maybe this day I don't practice. But if you have a full schedule and you have certain goal, and it doesn't matter if it's goal tomorrow or it's a goal in a few months, maybe it's an important audition, maybe it's an important exam you have, or a performance, or anything what is important for you, then I think it's important always to have this goal in your mind and work towards it. You might feel lazy on the way to it, is okay, but I think percentage of laziness should not be more than 10 or maybe 20% of your time. So if you work hard the rest of it, then it's going to be fine, I'm sure. So I think it's important always to find inspiration, to think why you're doing it, because you really enjoy it or because your parents told you to do this. I think I'm really enjoying, my parents told me to do it when I was 5, but I really enjoyed it and I'm still enjoying it so much, playing violin and doing music. So I think when you get to the roots, why you're creating music, how amazing it feels to play, share it with people, or even just play for yourself, express yourself through your music instrument, I think you'll be always motivated. So, and actually I don't know about the time, but I guess it's going towards the end, and I'd like to play the last encore for you, which is of course another hit of the violin repertoire, which you all know. And just let me find it in my phone to play it for you. It is it's by Antonio Vivaldi. Actually, the CD I got Echo Classic award for is Four Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi and Four Seasons by Astor Piazzolla, an amazing Argentinian tango composer, arranged by Leonid Desatnikov for violin and string orchestra. And I think it's just amazing how different time periods these composers lived in, but how different their music is, but how similar are the emotions just expressed through the different tools, you know, different musical technical tools. And I think it is just amazing how through the centuries the music was inspiring people and was always used as a tool to express human emotions, because the human emotions, they never change, no matter where you're from, when did you live, 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th century or 21st century, you always have the same emotions. You all go through bad times or through the good times, and all this can be expressed in music. So this is a very intense piece, and I'm very excited to play it for you. So that was Vivaldi Summer from the Four Seasons Movement number 3. And just reading your comments, do you ever find yourself thinking about other things while playing Paganini and thinking about dinner? Well, I haven't played all of the Paganini Caprices that many times that I can afford myself actually thinking about dinner while playing all of this, like all these things. But if I play something and think about the dinner, well, I think it would be maybe something by like this 320 by John Cage, or how's this piece called, the one who keeps silence. I guess there are certainly some pieces of music I would be thinking about the dinner and looking forward to the dinner. But generally yeah, it's normal to think about different things. Actually, when I play some certain types of music like French Impressionists, like Debussy, Poulenc, or Ravel, for example, I'm thinking about many different things which inspire me in this particular moment. It might be a story what happened in my life years ago, or something I imagined, something from the book I read or from the film I saw. So I think sometimes it's good to think about other things when you play, because that gives you inspiration. It's always important to think outside of the box, you know, just to go to galleries, to watch films, to get inspired by different forms of art. I mean, like Antonio Vivaldi, for example, this piece, Storm, it is a Baroque piece, Four Seasons. This movement is really like a rock piece. It's so rhythmical, it's so crazy. He writes himself, it's all about the storm, crazy winds, incredible intensity, you know, and I mean, already back then, composers and artists were really crazy. The best ones were the craziest, I think, yeah, the rock stars. So, well, I guess that's it. Thanks a lot for being with me tonight, or today, or this morning, wherever you are. And feel free to follow me on my official channels. I think it's linked here, my page, which is facebook.com/Yury.Revich, or on Instagram, just Yury Revich, and YouTube, also my name, Yury Revich, and be really happy to hear your feedback from this concert. If there are any more wishes you'd like for me to play next time, because I'm also hosting online house concerts on my social medias, and I would be really excited to see you there and talk with you about music and different things. And if you have opportunity, I'd be extremely grateful if you can support my non-profit organization, My Arts, which helps young artists, musicians, with the platform to perform once this crisis is over, meanwhile to support them, and enjoy the rest of your quarantine. Try to find great hobbies to do, maybe discover some new things, discover new music online. Since we have more time at home now, we can also really dig deeper into the music, and maybe also listen not the only hits of classical music like those I played for you today, but also discover some new pieces of music. And if you discover some of them, something very new, something very unusual and amazing, feel free, please let me know. I'd like to hear it as well. And for now, wish you all the best and take care of yourself.